them with a community center, which is shown there. This is for the social gathering and social meeting of the members, so that they can, as we know that the potters are very illiterate people, so they are not get being exploited by the traders or by the other peoples. We have made this place for the society, potter society, so that they can learn every new things by meeting the new people there, and that the society there. Yes.
Also, the community center includes the storage place. They can for emergencies, or when they sell under the brand, they can
Exhibition place also.
they can all collect their things and they can have it there. Also, for social gatherings and everything, the community center is provided.
No, tell me, this is social infrastructure.
Yes.
What is utility infrastructure or what is civic infrastructure?
Utilities will be basically about the water and all. We removed the well from the top basically because it was creating a block firstly on the road, because someone coming straight would have to pass all the way from the well. Next, there's a borewell also, so the people can actually exploit that borewell properly, so that water reaches every part. Because now we have provided them toilets with in every house. Also, there's commercial places on both the sides, so that the people don't have to travel a lot.
And what? How do you define affordability in this particular case?
I'm sorry?
How do you define affordability? What criteria have you used for
Yeah,
affordability?
ma'am, actually, to give them the sense of the ownership, we just give, as a part of the providing them the houses, we just take them a small amount of money by the per month, so that they
What
can.
is the small amount of money? What is the household income, and what is the affordability you have assumed?
A potter can basically earn from, they don't have a fixed wage. They can earn either, sometimes they'll earn rupees 25, or sometimes they'll even earn 25,000. A basic amount of around, I think,
Monthly income? What is the monthly income?
the monthly income is
I mean, it's seasonal,
25
like,
to 95,000.
yeah.
No,
It varies.
suppose how do you provide them the house? Affordable housing, will you give them free?
Ma'am, no, ma'am, we
Will you
can't
provide-
give them
will
free
you not
because.
take it? How are you going to, what is the financing mechanism you are thinking of this particular category?
Ma'am, yes, we are thinking that providing, if we are providing them with the facilities and in the infrastructure, we have to take, like, they are forming a group, self-help group. We are taking some amount of money from their income, like for percentage of the income, so that they can have the sense of that thing, that this house
What
belongs
is that
to us.
percentage of income? How much the percentage of income you are assuming?
Ma'am, it's like very low, like
What very low? Very
10,
high?
5 to 10% or very.
Chalo, okay.
Well, as she said, you started very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Having said that, you somehow missed going on to the next stage. So it was like a bit of repetition, and you lost a lot of time over that, because your analysis of the potter's lifestyle and their requirement of the earth and sunlight and everything was very good, but translating into the proposal was missing. The idea of self-help group is very thoughtful, but then, which means probably, I don't know whether you're clear on that, but probably you want the entire livelihood activity, the economic activity, to be on the cooperative basis. In the sense that all of them would have the same kiln, they will share the kiln, they'll share the wheels, they'll share the storage space, they'll share the display space, and then probably then create a brand. You said the brand,
Yeah.
no? Then probably you create a brand. But then, which means that apart from your actual living unit, which is, you said, bedroom, living room, toilet, which is also questionable whether it can be really divided like this, as like a middle class service oriented family. So that is one thing which you have to think about. But most importantly, the planning of these activities, your cooperative activities, would have been a unique feature in your proposal. But that is missing. Because, okay, you said several times that you need unpaved areas and so on, but then how are you going to utilize the unpaved areas? How would they go to the kill? Where would they? So that circulation, the entire understanding of the cycle is required, which we don't see that. The analysis is also just fall short of it. Unfortunately, you come close and you are left that and you've taken off on a tangent. But you can work more on it and hopefully you get an opportunity to do that.
And actually, being the planners, we have to see that what is the requirement of the people, because the end users are the potters.
Listen, we have understood your concern about that. What we are saying is we are not seeing it in your proposal, because
Actually, we have spent a lot of time in understanding the potters. That's why our visual presentation is not that much good.
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a good performance. Now I call upon College 4 for their presentation.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, jury members. We are from BNIT Nagpur. I'm Vibhas Sukhwani.
And I am Sangram Nirmale.
So, our first sheet is based on introduction. So, we'll start straight away with the site given to us is located in Pottery Town, Bengaluru, Karnataka. It is situated into the heart of the city, as you can see in the set. Starting with the site and situation. The topography of the area is generally flat. The climate, it experiences a tropical savanna climate. The site area given to us is 3730 square meter. The population we have assumed it to be a 350 because the houses, total number of houses per 70 and on an average of 5 people per house. So we have assumed a total population of 350. The source of water supply right now is open well and bore well, as you can see, and the land use is mostly residential here. Connectivity, the site is well connected to the city as it is in the center, and it has Pottery Lane in the south side. The wind direction generally flows from northwest to south, northwest to southeast. The soils of Bangalore are more of red laterite and fine draining. So as the site is in Bangalore, so we were identifying some major issues in Bangalore in urban planning. So there were some issues like depletion of water bodies and greenery. So we thought while designing our site will include these issues. So using depletion of water bodies, we were keeping a strategy of providing more and more penetrable area into a site and taking the greenery, and we were to conserve the existing trees and to plant more and more trees. So coming into a land use distribution, the basic observation what we found was the major land, that is 42.76% of land was vacant, developed, but it was not unbuilt and it was not properly utilized. So what our basic observation was, the site is unplanned or informal residential zone. The main occupation of the people is pottery. 24.26% of the buildings are temporary structures that are to be redeveloped. 42.76% of the total area is developed but unbuilt. So coming from this, the inferences what we get that land is not properly utilized and the redevelopment design should be sensitive to pottery community, and the temporary structures should be removed and land beneath should be used for redevelopment. So before planning for potters people, we should at least be knowing what these people are. So what pottery means, as per the definition of ASTM, the pottery is defined as all fired ceramic materials that contain clay when it is formed. So the stages of pottery making, so it starts with greenware, then it's leather hard, the bone dry, then viscous, and then glaze fired. The first stage greenware, it's very plastic and we can remold it, and the last stage is glaze fired, that it gains a hard stage. Coming to these people pottery, what are the issues that these people face in the production? There are issues like effects on workers, and there's some effects on general environment. The effects on workers are indoor air quality, sound levels, and possible over illumination. So next slide. So starting with the planning, basically what conditions we were giving was The condition, the FAR we were given as 2, the site area we were given as 3730 square meter, the ground coverage we had to keep below 50%, and the space conducive to work as well as community activities, and the area had to be pottery sensitive. So based on that we designed our aims and objectives. Our first aim was to make the best utilization of space for new construction, to improve the housing conditions, to preserve the existing temples and trees, and to provide mixed land use on the main road side so as to generate economy. Our basic priorities were like to avoid demolishing the RCC building as we were the given conditions, and to provide affordable housing. So referring with the stones and done, we finalized our approach. The basic was affordable housing. So how we implemented it, like the construction technique which we used, it was economical. We used VDN blocks. These are like hollow blocks through which we will be providing in the proposal. Second, it was we thought to be climate sensitive. The direction of the sun rays are being conducted so as to provide more sun exposure to these potters so as to utilize for the profession. Sustainable practices like biogas plant is being proposed so as to treat for the solid waste generated. Conservative, as we are existing temples and trees are to be conserved. The area is pottery sensitive, as high-rise buildings we are not preferring. Greenery as new trees we are planning. So coming into it, like what is actually affordable housing is. Affordable housing is cost reduction without compromising with quality, reliability and durability. So housing, how to make it affordable? So there are different ways. First, it's through government. There are different policies, laws. Finance mechanism can be a part like PPP and all. Income inflation, like providing economy to the people so as they can generate housing, like provide housing. That land can be a land pooling can be a scene. There can be affordable housing can be provided through design, building materials, density, mass housing. It can even be achieved through project management. So we started planning for the site, like we firstly finalized the road pattern, and then we divided the road, our area into zones. So what we found was zone 1 was the basic area which was available for redevelopment, as zone 2 and zone 3 contained the buildings that we had to sustain. These were like permanent construction. So our main focus was zone 1. So coming like a part of our activity was to recommend a bylaw. So that we used in a projection, like due to rapid urbanization and population explosion, there are housing shortages. Therefore, more FSI is required for high-rise building. So the road surface in front of the house should also be taken into consideration along with the plot area for FSI calculation so as we can go for high-rise buildings. Next slide please. So next part will be continued by Sangram.
Hello. As our innovation for that affordable housing, we use the Viridian blocks, which are also known as the hollow blocks. We first study about the Z Earth, which is also a site in Bangalore. They are constructed G+4 building without using column and beam. They just uses the optimum steel. That's why we are choosing the Viridian blocks. They are most of advantages by using for the Viridian blocks with respect to the conventional bricks. First, we can say that the Viridian blocks very lightweight and they are more feasible for constructing. Means if we want to construct the RCC structure, we construct the column, beam, etc. That's the structural members. But while using the Viridian blocks, we just put up the blocks from the foundation. Then the cost should be optimized and affordable housing should be obtained. And also for affordable housing, we does not deal with the low quality. We should always give the best quality. And by the study of compressive strength and another structural qualities of the Viridian blocks, the Viridian blocks provide 8 MPa, which is more than that IS recommended. IS recommended 2 MPa for means minimum strength, and Viridian blocks gives the 8 MPa. The Viridian blocks gives the comparative study, means with respect to the conventional burn brick and solid brick. We did the analysis, quantitative survey analysis, and that quantitative survey analysis we can say that for constructing 3 meter by 3 meter wall, their cost analysis for constructing conventional burn brick around 6,668 rupees required. For Viridian blocks, we required only 4,600. This is very difference for constructing that. And we know that conventional burn bricks are like only in rectangular shape, and the Viridian blocks are is available in many shapes. Then also we provide for sustainability, we provide biogas system, and also as said that the penetration area is more, therefore we coverage only 50% of ground surface area. And for ecosystem, we identified the wells and bore wells, therefore by providing more penetrating area, these are maybe water table increases. Okay, please video. We made a proposal by that video also. Here we can say that our proposal in video. Please play video. This is our 3D proposal. पिंक वाले हमने सस्टेन किए और बाकी के जो है which are shown G+1 buildings. Next slide please. Next slide. This is our basic base map. While designing the base map, we consider the sun path, like here is the east, west and north in upper side. Therefore, while going sun like that, therefore we are providing in uppermost part high-rise building. That's why the potter can use the sun rays for their drying purpose. And also here we can see that here we are providing the commercial area for their commercial purpose. And these are the basic plan. We use SRA scheme, that is 25 square meter minimum area should be provided for slum. Therefore we are giving like that unit plan 25 square meter providing. Okay, the achievement of proposal can be here. That temporary structure are removed and the land is properly utilized and affordable housing is achieved. Thank you very much.
Well, your environmental analysis was quite good to begin with.
Thank you,
and,
madam.
we thought that, and you have also addressed the larger context of the city, Bangalore city, and the depletion of water bodies and so on. But actually, it seems you have kind of in your presentation, your weightage has become unbalanced. You spent a lot of time on giving the details of those Viridian blocks. You know, that was not necessary. You mentioned it, and because you lost time, and therefore it was not possible for you to explain the actual your planning proposal. Also, affordability of your analysis of affordability and the various pointers which you mentioned are appreciable. But where I ask you a question, who owns this land? Who owns this land on which you are proposing all this?
Potters.
They themselves own the land?
Means they given us area means problem statement. They are not mentioned who are owners.
Don't you think when you are talking of affordability, you should know who are the owners?
Yes, ma'am.
Because very simply, and all of you know, and especially all of us who are in the cities know very well, that when you analyze the affordability only in terms of the construction cost, you know, it is very inadequate, because actually the construction cost is much smaller component of the land cost, isn't it? So then who owns the land? And if the potters are owning the land, why should the developer come here, and why can't they design for and build for themselves and also sell to their own community? So this could have been the model as far as you are concerned, because you gave us a very detailed analysis of the various aspects of the affordability, but you missed out completely on the land component. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like to compliment you on your site analysis. It was very scientific,
Thank you,
very
madam.
well done, especially with respect to climatology. You also addressed these issues even while planning. Yes, the innovative part was also good. The innovations which you have introduced in your design, such as building materials, technologies, and a lot of technical details went into it. As of course, I agree with Neera that especially the socio-economic part, a little more would add to your design and to your planning. Otherwise, the rest of it was very nice. Especially the technical part was extremely nice. You even address the the PMC project management consultants, and also it was very well done. But I think you could add a little bit of socio-economic, a little bit of environmental.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that will add to the design, but overall it was a good design.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Before I invite College 5 in stage, an announcement to all the ECs and UCs of the respective colleges. At 4 p.m. the NCM would be held, and everyone is all the ECs and UCs are requested to report to the graphics lab at 4 p.m. Now I invite College 5 in stage.
Okay, so good evening everyone. Myself Ishita and
I am Shivam.
we are representing SPA Bhopal. So the question over here is very unique. The challenge is that the umbrella theme is affordability. The peoples are potter. The situation is urban, that to a city like Bangalore, a highly infra-tech IT city. And the solutions that should incorporate ideas of less intrusiveness, more organic nature, bring in sense of community. But the solution which we are going to present, it is much simpler. So to move forward with the solution, we went on studying lots about pottery and about pottery settlements, thus developing a timeline, which starts with pottery is the first occupation developed after agriculture in the Harappan civilization. These were the first engineers using some tools, that is the wheel, which was the first tool invented on earth, and making some useful utility material like utensils and storage material. So, but with the intrusion of industrial revolution and intrusion of modern material like steel, the utility of pottery material for utensils decreased with the time period. So, and also with the continuous, that is no development in their technological field, they continued with the same unsustainable manner. They could not meet with the supply demand of the pottery field, thus leading to the decline in economic of the whole pottery situation. And from the mainstream, which was once upon a time the mainstream, it flowed into a channel of just into informal sectors, which can be found in places like slums. We have a pottery slum sector, a ward in the Dharavi slum.
Since there are no particular norms and standards defined for potters community particularly, so therefore we took a case study to peep into the lifestyle of the potters community, to know what their basic requirements are, to know what the problems they encounter daily. The basic observations were the lack of infrastructure that consists of both dwelling units and the working units. They also suffer problems of labor and problems like health problems due to burning of kilns.
Okay, after knowing what is their lifestyle, what are the challenges, what are the problems, we went on formulating the aim, which states that to rehabilitate, not just redevelop,
that is, we have to provide some growth engine to rehabilitate Potter slum along with the idea of affordability so as to preserve their ethnic spatial environment. The site location is in Bangalore, and that too, it has got its own image. The lane, the main street is the Potter's Lane. The name itself shows that how strong the image of that place is. The garden which is in front of the site is Kumhar Ban. So the design idea, whatever planning we do, the solution will be aimed and focused on enhancing the image of the identity or of the names which shows the strong context. Can you zoom in to the, yes. So we got the site constraints, that is we got some RCC structures, we had some major approach roads, we had temple which is a community space, a cluster of trees and even a banyan tree near the temple. We had a utility called well. We had cowshed which is a part of their livelihood. So all these constraints will be used as an opportunity, as a challenge, and as will be inculcated in a solution in a very simple manner. From the existing situation, we can clearly see that in the urban era, the pottery which used to be a very community work had been pushed into the arena of slum, where they have been distributed and scattered and their places have been distributed. So we can see that there is no spatial arrangement for their working space, which is the driving of their livelihood. So the design which we will be proposing, the planning solution, will be more focused on how we are deriving their working space. Some of the technicalities we have dealt are, we assumed 70 units and we have planned only for 70 units. The FAR 2 has been consumed wholly, and 25 square meter, the EWS size has been taken as the standard. 50% ground coverage has been used.
Our planning methodology goes as follows, starting with the site analysis, then collection of secondary data, then the study of norms and standards for standard townships. The design process consists of design parameters. Affordability was one of the prime parameter which we took as the consideration. And coming to the design, the zoning, after the zoning we formulated a site layout, thus achieving sustainability and affordability in the layout.
Starting with affordability, the theme itself. How can a potter understand affordability? That is, we are representing the potter's perception of affordable housing. The housing the potter perceives affordable will be Sanskritic according to their culture. As we know that pottery is very ground-based activity. It should be sahaj, that all these spaces should be usable, because we have lots of activities related to the stages in pottery. It should be saman, it should be sasta, and it should be sundar. It should fit into the culture and ethnicity of the work environment.
Now, considering space as a parameter, space has a direct linkage with affordability, so we considered maximum space sharing in our site plan. Space sharing consists of both non-working space and working space, thus in providing sustainability and affordability. We also considered some of the artisan towns in ancient India, and we observed that mainly the concept was based on that the working part was placed in the center, and the living grew in the living units grew in an organic manner along the surroundings.
So from the very vernacular form of the artisan colony, or say a village, we saw that pottery itself is the driving force in the settlement. That is their livelihood. So the idea, the very basic idea is that if we design according to their livelihood, then it will be a very affordable way. So we went on to the concept of liquidity, that is keeping the workspace as the main space, the driving space. We are just molding the housing pattern or the clusters into the space, and then we went on to creating hierarchy of space by just so that we work the work areas and the living areas are into some continuity kind of thing. And then we went on taking the site constraint, that is the well as the utility, from where the pottery work starts, the wet area where punging and sniffing is done with the mud. And then we went on to the zoning parts. Zoning part was done with keeping maximum site constraint, because the maximum we preserve the site, the more affordable it will be, the less requirement of material will be. So the site, the zoning, every space is designed according to the use. The wet space begins with the existing well which was already present, and then we had the working space which consists of wheels, then the drying space, then a centralized furnace which was placed as per the wind direction and away from the clusters to reduce the effect of foul air and pollution. And then the temple and the banyan tree, which is already giving a strong community bonding, that can be used as a multi-purpose space. We are keeping that space flexible because pottery and festivals, temples are very much related. Diwali, be it Dashera, we have diyas, idols, everything related to pottery. So that space is multi-purpose, can be used for exhibitions, and then storage space nearby.
Could you please come to the left part of the sheet? Considering the courtyard is the most vernacular form, you must have seen your ancestral homes. Most often they consist of a courtyard to bring the sense of community.
Time's up.
The modular approach consists of simple block structure to avoid dead spaces. And coming to the site plan, we had a very holistic approach to it, not designing only the living parts, living units, but designing also the community spaces for them. For example, we took temple as the central community space for them for display of their works and for providing activities like workshops. The road also connects the working areas and the living units and make it accessible. And to preserve its essence and to preserve its ethnicity, we have given brown brown fields to.
So doesn't this site plan gives a village-like look? Yes, it does. The next view will present the village arena, which we have tried to formulate. The village arena goes like that. It has a joint and cumulative working spaces, and it has a joint working cumulative spaces.